Hey, welcome aboard Wandering Blue. We left the UK in April 2025 to set sail and wander around the world full time to live a life less ordinary. This week, you join us leaving Montenegro after 6 weeks of exploring.
Oh, it stinks! The last of our Montenegro guests have gone. So if you watched our boat jobs videos, I went into full detail on all the engine checks that we have to do. So you do a wobble checklist. So the W in wobble means water. So that's essentially what I just did, checking all the strainers, making sure there's no bits, nothing's going to come through on all the coolant water lines and get into the engine, like seagrass, bits of plastic, anything like that. So we check the strainers every time we move the boat, basically, every time we use the engine. Next for today is more strainers. Strainers for the aircon and the water maker. I'm going to make sure they're all clear, running. We're also going to change the water maker filters. And then on the day we'll do the engine checks, engine strainers again, and oil, belts, bilges, electrics, all that good stuff.
So we've just arrived at the anchorage, the last stop for Montenegro. We were supposed to be leaving today, but weather is saying otherwise. If we were to leave today for Corfu, we would be motoring the entire way against the wind, so it'd be a really uncomfortable ride. Whereas if we leave when we are planning to leave, which is Friday morning, the wind is in a lot better situation.
Go!
I'm not jumping.
Bye.
All right.
Let's move to work, 'cause I'm tripping. Gotta work on myself, 'cause I'm falling apart. Please wake me up.
Should I do it? Should I do it?
Can fight this feeling off.
Do you want to get back up?
But I'm not going to give up and fall.
I splashed myself.
Rise above it all.
We've got the plastics on the back up today, and obviously the tender's down because they're out wing foiling. So the boat feels insanely big right now. It's quite nice to have it all open, let the breeze come in. Before hunkering down for a storm, we had to get one last wing foiling session in, and on only her second try, Karen looked like a pro.
Life will be sweet again.
Yes. Go on, you got it. Yes.
When all I see is darkness and gloom, yeah, I'll be running from my doom. Oh, na, 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 na,
Go on. Yes.
but now it's time to live my life, but now I know what I need to do. Can't stay right when it's blowing, pushing me down. Feels like I'm falling apart.
Our Lady of the Rocks is one of two islets off the coast of Paras in the Bay of Kotor, Montenegro. It's an artificial island created by bulwark of rocks and sinking old and seized ships loaded with rocks. The Catholic Church of Our Lady of the Rocks is the largest building on the islet and has a museum attached to it. There's also a small gift shop.
Twice last night.
Mine didn't go off at all. It's that time again. We are cleaning the outside of the hull, and Richard is underneath the boat, cleaning all the gunk off, trying to make everything nice and clean. And Harry's on wash duty, Karen is on line duty, and I'm on hose duty.
We got this idea from watching super yachts be cleaned in a marina a few weeks ago, and they have these big barges that the marina lends them to save them using their tenders, and they're like big floating things. We obviously don't quite have access to that, so paddleboard it is. And the reality of boat life is that 5 minutes ago when we were cleaning the holes, it was absolute mill pond, flat water. Now we've got 25 knots. There is a big storm coming this afternoon, which is why we're heading into a marina, but we're going to try and get in there a little bit earlier than we would have done, because it's picking up sooner than we thought. And then basically once this storm passes, we can leave for Corfu.
I'll watch them waiting for the storm.
Tell me about the storm.
Well, it's right there. This is very scary.
How big is it?
Off the scale. We looked on Windy and the highest scale was purple and it's white.
White.
The storm is going to be crazy. Watch this space.
It's coming. It's coming. Hello.
Hello.
What you doing?
Just filling up your ceremony nugget.
Sounds like a lovely morning.
That's how multitasking.
There she is. Sitting pretty after a night of the storms. Very well tied in. Which is where we're supposed to be. So we usually spend a night in a marina before we leave a country anyway. Just to get a decent shower, get all the water we need on board, and to visit a supermarket. But obviously that coincided well with us needing to come here to avoid the storm. So we're here in Kotor Old Town Marina. I believe, don't take my word for it, but in our experience it's the cheapest marina in Montenegro that we've found so far. And the storm is still rolling in, nowhere near as bad as it was last night. She doesn't look too happy about it. Yeah. Yeah. Nice jacket though. Okay. Yeah. Any good ideas?
Huh. They look good.
Want some stank?
Woohoo! The guy just sort of threw everything in the bags.
People here are always very surprised when we brought our own bags to the checkout. She didn't understand. But that's something that I think we're very used to in the UK now, trying to save a bit of plastic, although all the veg comes in plastic, so it's not ideal.
Above it all, beat all my challenges and search for my strength. I defeated all, I never ever gonna hide no more. I come to love myself again. For all the things I didn't know, the pain, the hurt, I let it go. Let it go. And I start to believe in myself.
One of the best things about sailing for us is that Harry Potter comes back on audiobook. We're halfway through Goblet of Fire when we did the big crossing from Alicante to Montenegro. We're back on it.
She wasn't telling, said George bitterly. She just told me to
So we've got the radar on, tracking a couple of small squalls. So this one is white, which means it's not getting much closer, but it's not getting much further away either. So that is this one over here. This one is red and white, which means parts of it are getting closer to us, coming towards us. And that is a system that's pretty much just about overhead of us, but also slightly to the behind. And then this one here is that cruise ship. Hopefully they're not going to bother us too much.
Hello.
There's more right over there as well. We're in a massive pod.
Head held high, can't fight this feeling no more. But I'm not going to give up and fall. Rise above it all. Beat on my challenges, search for my strength. Undefeatable. I never ever gonna hide no more. I learned to love myself
Hey, ready?
for all the things I didn't know, the pain, the hurt, I let it go. Let it go. And I start to believe in myself. Life will be
Woohoo! Got the giant Code Zero Jenica up. Flying! We're doing a whole 5.7 knots, but we're doing that in 8 knots. So that is really good. Sorry. Go team.
Going about flat, it needs to be going about 4.5 knots.
And we've arrived in Corfu. We've got about an hour until we reach the marina. Just cruising on through the channel. Hello. It was a bit of a crazy night, but we got through it. Well, I slept through the whole thing, so.
Ah, look at that. What a view. We've been waiting to have the Greek flag up for a very long time. And this is her slightly less pretty sister, but the Q flag has to be up. The Q flag has to be up because obviously we've not checked into the country yet. It's a quarantine flag. It's Sunday, so we're not 100% sure if we're going to be able to check in today. It might be tomorrow, it might be this afternoon. We're going into quite a big marina, so hopefully they'll be on it. Exciting.
Who's on Wandering Blue?
Okay, so we were chipping along really well last night, 7 or 8 knots, which means we've got here early, so we can't yet check into our marina. So we've anchored about a mile up the road, and this place is very, very cool. So if you've ever seen the TV show The Durrells, I think it's ITV, something like that, based on the book My Family and Other Animals by Gerald Durrell, this is where they filmed that TV show. So it's based on a real house, which we've also been to just up the road. But this is where they filmed it. Very cool. I think it's an Airbnb now. Okay, we have made it to Corfu in Greece after quite a long 2 days passage down from Montenegro, and we thought we'd just do a very, very quick overview, I guess, review of Montenegro, what we liked, what we didn't like, because we have a lot of people saying that they'd love to go to Montenegro after watching our videos, and just in general it seems to be a really up and coming place for people to visit. So you go first.
Yeah. It's a very beautiful country. Probably one of the most beautiful we've ever visited, or I've ever visited anyway. I think my favourite part might be just how sort of close-knit the basin feels, but also how much there is to explore there.
Yeah. So we spent a lot of our time, we did venture out a little bit, but we spent most of our time in the 6 weeks that we were there in the main Kotor basin, where you've got Tivat, Kotor, and a few other sort of slightly less well-known areas. And Tivat is you know, it's got sort of like a Monaco, Monte Carlo kind of feel, massive super yachts, luxury shops, and that wasn't really our vibe, but it was a really cool thing to experience. And then a few kilometres down the road, you've got Couture, which is an old town, a little bit touristy, but there's lots to do, walks, hikes, museums, like really cool little restaurants and bars. That we really enjoyed that. And then a few kilometres further down, you've got these tiny little communities that feel very untouched by tourists. So it was a really cool experience to get to experience all of those because we had the boat. Yeah?
Yeah. But I think if you weren't travelling by boat and were just coming like on a casual holiday, you'd want to hire, say, like a taxi. You'd want to hire like a boat or use the taxi boats, because the road going round is just one big road, so it gets quite busy.
But that road, I do think would be really cool for a road trip. I think if you have a camper van or into that, or want to hire one in Montenegro, there's a road that goes around all of the basin, and I could spend a month
Yeah, that would be really
driving around there. Every restaurant has a campsite in it. There's loads of places to park up. Yeah, that was really cool. And you mentioned the taxi boats. I think the taxi boats were probably the only negative to Montenegro for me. They are everywhere, and they really don't seem to like sailors, like cruisers. They were actively getting closer to us when we were on anchorage, actively steering towards us. They'd be like on their phones and then look up and then swerve last minute. That we've read Facebook like Facebook comments and posts on forums where people have said that they've just been crashed into while at anchorage by taxi boats. They are unbelievable. So we felt quite lucky to not get like in a proper altercation, but it's constant through the day. It feels like they're trying to drive you out by how close they get, how much wake they kick up, how fast they travel for anchorages, and it's not necessary. They don't need to do that to do their job. They could go a little bit slower or take a wider berth. So I don't know what that's about, but it's probably the only negative to Montenegro, because as Q said, it's so beautiful. The people were so nice. Some of the marinas were a little bit expensive, but some of them were a lot more cost effective, so you can definitely do it quite cheaply, whether you're in a boat or in a car or just going for a weekend away. Yeah. The only thing I'd say is see as much of it as possible. Don't just go to one place.
Yeah, and I think maybe like in terms of time frames and how long you can spend there, I mean, we spent, 6 weeks?
Yeah, we spent 6 weeks, but you could do a long weekend as long as you went to a couple of different places. There's not a massive amount to do if you don't have a boat.
No.
So you could probably do 4 or 5 days and experience most of it, as long as you just didn't sit on a sunbed the whole time. Okay, cool. So we're in Corfu. Corfu's a really special place for us for a lot of reasons, as I sort of already said. So next week's video is probably going to be a little bit different, because it's going to be like we're on holiday with our family, but on the boat, which is going to be really, really cool. We're still going to get up to lots of foiling, free diving, spearfishing, nice food and drink, and hopefully a bit of sailing as well. So catch you there.
Yeah, we'll try and show as much as we can.